From London, England, where the Queen lives.
Recorded live from an underground bunker and packaged into an MP3 with a pretty little picture. Helping to kickstart your day with the motivation and inspiration you need 365 days a year. This is the Learn, Develop, Live podcast. And this is your host, Chris Jaggs.
Good morning and welcome to the Learn, Develop, Live podcast. I am Chris Jaggs, host, producer, director and creator of the Learn, Develop, Live method. Now I want to help you identify that pain you have, the issue that's just niggling away at you. You know the one. Develop that incredible new habit to tackle it and then wait for it. You are going to be able to smash it right out of the park and live your life not much better, but on a much, much higher level because you are set for greatness. We just need to get you on that right path. And once you get yourself moving in the right direction, can I just say, wow, you're going to be grateful that you believed in yourself and gave yourself that chance to fulfill your real potential. Now for the episode, why should we care what people really think of us? And that is the subject this week. Because despite the pressure we continue to put ourselves on to be liked by everyone, why really does anyone's opinion actually matter? So let's get ourselves all ready before we dive right in.
The Learn, Develop, Live podcast. Life is too short for just sitting in your pants eating cheesy Watsits. Got a question? How about an idea? What about a joke? You can drop it in an email to chris@learndeveloplive.com. Everyone gets a mention. You're listening to the Learn, Develop, Live podcast.
Right then, here we go. Now we all want to be liked and appreciated for our many talents, our incredible intelligence, our good nature, and of course, our sparkling personality, just to name a few things. But we are starting to get into trouble when we start to rely on what other people really think of us, and we make their opinions so important to our success, however big it is. We begin to start tailoring our lives to fit in with all those expectations that other people have. And of course, this is the beginning of a vicious cycle that can be hard to get out of. When we give our power to others and allow their impressions to become how we are perceived, we lose out on who we really are. The only reality that we start to believe is how others see us. We lose the identity we have either already had or already built up previously. If you want to be at your best and perform at a high level, the fear of people's opinions may be holding you back. If you were to stand up and speak in front of people, ask a question in a meeting, or be in a room full of complete strangers, no matter how much experience they have, most people have some form of anxiety. Maybe it'll be slight nerves. Others will be close to shaking and scared. And you might be scared because you don't want to get their presentation wrong and present it perfectly. The real reason may actually be that you're worried about social disapproval. Our fear of other people's opinions has become an irrational and unproductive obsession in the modern world. The resulting negative effects can affect more than just your performance. It starts to pay less and less attention to what makes you, you. You know, the person that you are today, your beliefs, your talents and your values, the complete package. That is you. These comments will all start to become what you actually believe people think, and of course, it will also harm your potential. You'll then start playing it safe because you're afraid of what will happen if you do things that you're told that you're not good enough for. You'll fear being mocked or rejected. When you're challenged, you'll give up how you saw yourself, and if you feel you aren't able to control how things are going, you won't even try and help your own situation. You'll just cave in and give up. You'll give up trying to push yourself forward. Job promotions, a new career, any sort of bettering yourself just won't matter anymore. That confidence that you had once upon a time will be just a memory. Now, the whole craving for social approval does have some background starting back from thousands and thousands of years ago. The fear of people's opinion is a part of the human mind and a condition of the ancient brain that has been operating with us for years and years. Even before social media even began, that ancient brain of ours has been craving social approval, and as a result, it made our ancestors cautious. So let's go back to those ancient times. If you were responsible for hunting the food, if the hunt failed, that would have been your responsibility. That is completely on you, and as a result, your place in the tribe could have been under threat. Because of thousands of years of this process the ancient brain has been rolled around with, the desire to fit in and the paralyzing fear of being disliked will always take a higher priority than our actual ability, no matter how good we are out there as we try and pursue the lives that we want to create. The majority of people will just never make it through that barrier. But there is good news. We are actually in a position to train and condition our mind to push past that barrier and put the thoughts of that ancient brain to one side. There are basic things you can start with. Think of them as the beginner level to breaking the mold. When you do experience some of those fears of people's opinions, you can always put yourself in another place. Yes, the stresses might rise, but you can use some confidence building statements to help realign everything. If you put in the work to be where you are today, tell yourself that. If you know you can do the job, tell yourself that too. If you're going for that promotion, something to back you up is the fact that you even got an interview based on that application. If it was no good, you wouldn't be sitting there right now, would you? You wouldn't be asking yourself, why would you fit into this new role? Now, statements like this will help you focus on your skills and abilities rather than others' opinions. Take deep breaths too. This will signal to your brain that you are not in immediate danger. A bit of reassurance there. There will always be little things you can do that can help these little processes. Don't look to try and please everyone. Maybe the first thing to keep in mind is that it's impossible to live up to everyone's expectations. So don't burn yourself out there trying to do so. Please yourself and then the rest will just fall into place. Some people may dislike you. That's okay. Focus on what matters first. When you concentrate on what's important, you think less about your individual role and more about the bigger picture. It takes the glare of people's spotlights off you individually. Remember, most people aren't paying much attention. People spend more time thinking about themselves than thinking about others. If they're expressing an opinion about your life, it's probably not something that they've actually given much thought to, but more just a passing thought. Try and keep perspective. Another person's opinion is often based not on your beliefs and your behaviours, but on theirs. What's good for them may be terrible for you, or vice versa. But who you want to be is from your own perspective. Also, you know best. Nobody else is living your life. They might have opinions or ideas, but the only person who knows what's best for you is you. And that means you need to learn about yourself through your own mistakes and those failures. Look to mind your own business. Stop asking people what they think of you. Stop worrying about their opinions, especially if they're critical, unhappy, or unsuccessful. Most of the time, the negative feedback is coming from negative people. Looking to desensitize your triggers will also help. Are you too sensitive for your own good? Do you get triggered when people say things about you that aren't quite true? It's easy for a sensitive nature to just blow things well out of proportion, but try to build the thick skin that lets you just shake it off. Stop overthinking. Overthinking can lead you to thinking that you're being judged even when that's not the case. And even if not, it can actually just set you down the wrong way. Learn to recognize overthinking and replace it with positive thoughts. One thing you can do is seek constructive feedback. For important decisions, you may want to seek out a few opinions from people that you trust, and then just forget the rest. Pick people who you know that give good feedback that's constructive and specific, and this will help you decide. It's also worth remembering that opinions are always changing. Never allow the opinions of others to get too deep, because people can change at any given point. If you're overinvested in an earlier option, it can also leave you in the lurch when the person changes their mind. It's also very important to focus on the moment. When you're fretting about what other people are saying or thinking, you tend to miss some very important present moments. It's true that when you actually focus on the present moment, you tend not to worry about what will come later, including judgment. Accept yourself for who you are and be in the present in the moment. You could potentially try and look for a role model. Look for someone whose self-respect you admire to help to the point towards your own. A guide can really help dispel any lack of confidence and help you envisage your best future. At the end of this all, it's important to remember that life is too short. The bottom line is we truly have this one life, and life is short. So do you really want to spend even a few precious moments of your time worrying what other people think? To live a life where others tell you what you want, or should you decide for yourself who we are and of course, what you want and how you plan to go out and get it. You must make a conscious effort to let go of what others think. It's a skill that needs to be practiced, like meditating, but once you truly understand how to let go, you will see the world as entirely different. People will love you, people will hate you, and none of it will have anything to do with you. Make your choices and live by these decisions, taking full responsibility of what you do and how you do it. When you do, you'll gain the self-esteem you need and the power to give yourself what you want without blaming anyone for your own mistakes. Now, if you'd like me to teach you the Learn, Develop, Live method to help you unlock that problem or the issue that you have right now, if you're low on confidence, if you want to become more assertive, if you finally want to launch your dream, book your slot on my calendar at ldlcall.com and you can start to level up today. And please leave your credit card at home. This is no pitch. There's no pitch on the sale. It's just a great conversation and brainstorm the best strategy to help you grow. Book your slot on the Learn, Develop, Live calendar at ldlcall.com. And let's speak soon. Have yourself a great week. Take care of yourself. And I'll see you in the next one.
The Learn, Develop, Live podcast. So much cheaper than a trip to the Bahamas. Learn, Develop, Live, Mom.
Goodbye.
What? It's over already?
All over.
Thank you for listening to the Learn, Develop, Live podcast. I hope you feel as warm, motivated, and fuzzy inside as I do. You can connect with Chris at learndeveloplive.com or on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter.
I won't say goodbye. I'll just say until we meet again.
Until next time, join the motivation. Motivation.